Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, as always, salute. I really appreciate it. Now, today's video, we're going to be talking about bad credit cards, okay? And the thing about it is a lot of people that may have challenging credit and stuff, and it's still hard for them to get credit cards and stuff, so you may have to start from the bottom, right? So I'm going to go over a list of credit cards that can help you. Also, I'm going to give you a few strategies as well in terms of helping you rebuild your credit. But first, I want to encourage you all, if you please for me guys, if you know of any elderly in your community, please check in on them. I know it's going to be hot. A lot of elderly and stuff, again, because they're worried about utilities and stuff, they don't want to turn on their air conditioner. You know, if you know an elderly or somebody, take them some water. Just check in, see how they're doing. I really appreciate it. As well as you got single mothers and single fathers out here. Check on the single father. A lot of people check on the single mothers, but don't forget you got single fathers out here too that may be struggling and need some help or some guidance and everything. So I'm asking you guys, please check up on everybody and help the community. Now back to talking about bad credit cards. And the reason we're talking about these credit cards, again, because you may have went through a bankruptcy. You may have messed up with your credit and stuff like that, and now you're trying to rebuild your credit and stuff, and it's hard to find traditional lenders that's willing to work with you to help build your credit. So I searched out and I find some creditors, and some of these are like tech companies and stuff that are really aiming to help people that have no credit, no social security number. So they're trying to help people as well to be able to get qualified for credit cards to help rebuild their credit. Now, the only thing that most of the time that if you're trying to get a credit card and stuff like that, and they turn you down, even for these type of credit cards, it's because of a few things, okay? So it could be credit history. It could be inquiries. All right, but for a lot of these credit cards, even that they'll overlook. Now, one thing that they may not overlook is your DTI, your debt to income ratio, and your income. Okay, so you may not get qualified if you don't have enough income. But for the most part, these here credit card companies, if you have bad credit, these credit card companies will help you. Now, let me give you a strategy right quick before we jump in it. Okay, here's something you can do to help boost up your credit. One, if you have bad credit and you have credit cards and stuff, if you can pay down your debt, okay? Pay your debt down. People said mostly about 30%. I'm going to tell you, if you do it to about 10%, you'll see a higher jump in the numbers with your credit score. Okay? And number two, if you have credit cards and stuff, if you start paying on them weekly, okay, not on the due date or by the due date, just pay your credit cards weekly. So if you have a $500 balance and stuff, just start paying like maybe $25 weekly versus that $25 you only pay once a month. Again, because of the credit bureaus not being able to pick up and report information at the same time. So that's two strategies to help boost up your credit score. And I got a few more strategies, so stick with me. Now, let's talk about the first bad credit card, okay? And that's Credit IA. All right, well, Credit IA, okay, they are a financial tech or online company and stuff, and what they will do, they calculate, they don't do a hard pull on your credit. And that's another thing about these here credit cards. These credit card companies will not do a hard pull, okay? So when you apply for them and stuff like that, don't worry about getting another inquiry on your credit and stuff like that, all right? So just keep that in mind. So you have Credit AI, then you have Sable, okay? Sable One, it's a secured card, okay? So some of these are secured cards, okay? But I'm going to show you a strategy that's actually going to help you leverage your secured card. So stick with me, okay? So don't worry about it, but I do need to show you this. Saver One, especially if you're an immigrant. If you're an immigrant, they're really trying to help people and stuff. And I also have a couple loan lenders for bad credit as well that we're going to talk about also, okay? So Saver One for credit cards. Then, of course, many people may have heard of Applied Bank, okay? So Applied Bank. Then you have Varo Credit, okay? Now, again, they call it Borrow Credit Build, all right? So it helps build up your credit and stuff like that. So that's the thing about it. Being able to find credit cards that are easily to get approved for, that actually report to all 3 credit bureaus. Because some credit cards and stuff, they may give you approval, but they may only report to 1 credit bureau. So these here credit cards here, they actually report to all 3 credit bureaus, and that's very important when trying to help rebuild your personal credit. Now, here's the thing about it, talking about secured credit cards and stuff like that. There's a strategy that I'm going to be showing you in a few minutes, but again, let me show you some of the secured loans, or they're not even secured loans, they're just loans for bad credit that you can add on. Because in order for you to rebuild your credit, okay, you should have revolving credit as well as some type of loan. Okay, like I know a lot of people would do like My Jewelers and other type of jewelry store companies, companies like Fingerhut and stuff like that, and they're okay for us rebuilding credit. But if I were you, I would focus on actual real revolving type of credit cards and stuff to help build the credit, because you want to be able to get access to more money, if my understanding is correct, that you want more money. And so the strategies that I'm going to share with you is definitely going to help rebuild your credit, but show you how to get access to more funding also. So let's talk about the loans that you can get with bad credit. Okay, so BOFA, all right. So BOFA, they have a small loan. So they call it the small dollar loan, is what they call it, okay? And so if you been with Bank of America for at least a year, okay? So if you've been with Bank of America at least a year, okay, and you have bad credit, what they will do, and you need a loan and stuff, they have the small dollar loan, okay? And I think it goes anywhere from $100 up to $500, okay? So, which is good. So if you've been banking with Bank of America, instead of going to a payday loan and stuff like that, you can actually look at their small dollar loan. Now here's another one. They have the U.S. Bank Simple Loan, okay? So if you're a member of U.S. Bank, or you open up an account with U.S. Bank and you've been with them for a while and stuff, they have a simple dollar loan as well. And again, these type of loans, they won't do a hard inquiry on your credit, and they're with the banks, okay? So that's even a better situation, all right, if they're with the banks and you're able to get that loan. But the thing about it, with these here, with Bank of America small dollar loan and U.S. Bank simple loan, I'm going to show you that strategy. So bear with me for a minute. Now, and again, once you get the loan, they still report it to your credit. So you're getting a loan without the inquiry, but at the same time, it'll report to the credit bureaus to help you build your credit. So which is cool. Now you have universal credit loans, okay? Now with universal credit loans, again, with them, they're going to do a soft pull, so you don't have to worry about the inquiry. They want you to have at least 2 accounts on your credit file, and they want you to have at least 2 years of credit history, okay? And that's universal credit loans, okay? So again, it's a purpose. Like when you going after bad credit loans or bad credit card stuff to help you build your credit. The thing about it, positioning yourself to where you're able to leverage. And that's the strategy I want to show you all. So let's get through this. There's another company called Opportune. Okay. Now, with Opportune, they only report to 2 credit bureaus. All right. But again, and they only work in 12 states. But here's the thing about it. You may be in one of those states that they operate in, and again, it's no hard inquiry on your credit. So you being able to qualify for a bad credit card and a bad credit loan, now you're starting to beef up your credit file, okay? So here's another one. Here's another strategy I want to share with you, okay? Shopping cart, credit card, department store credit card, right? The shopping cart trick. Okay, and that's basically, so you go to like different there's a list of stores, okay, that Synchrony Bank, excuse me for the mispronunciation. There's a list of stores that Synchrony Bank support, okay? And so like Victoria's Secret, just says Victoria's Secret, right? And so you shop for products in Victoria's Secret, but you don't pay for those products. But you decide, well, I'm going to leave instead of just buying these products. And what they'll do, most of the time, they may offer you, hey, you know, would you like to pay with credit? And they'll give you a credit account. So that's a way that you can actually get primary trade lines on your credit file without the hard inquiry. You can look it up. It's called the shopping cart trick. A lot of people on YouTube are talking about it or whatever. But again, that's just another strategy I wanted to share with you. But there's a bigger picture that I want you all to understand of what I'm talking about. And we're going to be talking about the banks and the credit unions. Okay, and how you want to leverage the banks and the credit union. So like we talked about Bank of America, right? And we talked about U.S. banks. Those are actual banks that you get bad credit loans from. Now, here's some that people really like. Sorry, I'm running out of room here. That's the Navy Federal. All right, so Navy Federal, they do the rewards, right, if you have bad credit. But here's the thing, you're rebuilding your credit, right? So the Navy Federal e-rewards is a secured card, right? So then do the Navy Federal pledge loan. Now, please understand, in order to be able to do this with Navy Federal, you actually have to become a member. And if you want access to that video where I explain how to become a member, put a comment below and I'll send you that video, okay? And let me know if this information that I'm sharing with you is being helpful to you, because again, I'm trying to help the community to start rebuilding their credit so that they can start being able to get access to more capital and stuff. Right? They can have the opportunity to do investments, buying real estate, buying cars for Toro and stuff. So that's the reason that I'm sharing these videos with you. Okay? So you have the Navy Federal rewards, the pledge, and then if you have a job, I would encourage you to set up a business, okay, and open up a business account with Navy Federal. Right? Now, here's the strategy that I told you all about. Okay, and I mentioned this in another video. Say that Apply Bank, you have bad credit, but Apply Bank gave you a $500 credit card. Okay, now if I were you, if I had a $500 credit card, I'll probably take maybe $400 and buy Visa gift cards, cash out those Visa gift cards, or because I don't know how much of a cash advance they will give you on the Apply. But the reason that I would buy the Visa gift cards instead of taking out the cash advance is because the interest rate is going to be higher when you do the cash advance. So you don't want to do that. So you rather buy the Visa gift cards, liquidate those through like PayPal or plastic or something like that. Then take that money and you can put it into your secured card here with Navy Federal and transfer the money from your secured card over to your pledge loan. Also, if you have a job, then of course I would tell you, if you have a job, if you can possibly do a portion of your income from your job, direct deposit it into your Navy Federal account, okay, to build a relationship so it can help you get larger lines of credit. Plus, if you watch the video where a lot of people are having success with Navy Federal with the strategy that I showed them. So I'll put that link somewhere on the page as well for you to get access to it so you can see that video. All right, so now you have Navy Federal. All right, here's one. I'm telling you guys, this bank here, if you think Navy Federal is good, okay, they're very good. They're considered like one of the top. But what First Tech is trying to do, they're really trying to take a Navy Federal spot. And I think as we get further and further, more people become comfortable with them, I think they're going to take a Navy Federal spot, okay? So with First Tech, again, you can get the secured card, and you don't have to be military to join them. So that's the good thing about it. I think they have the Consumer Council way that you can join First Tech. But nonetheless, they have a secured credit card you can get. And then you can do a loan as well. Again, because you want financial institutions, like these here financial institutions, they only can help you once, right? But with financial institutions like these credit unions and stuff, you have multiple opportunity to raise more capital. So that's the reason that you want to actually join these here credit unions. Now, I got a couple banks I'm going to tell you about, but I want to emphasize on another credit union, and that's DCU, and that's Digital Credit Union, right? Now, with Digital Credit Union, guys, some of you all may or may not know that they actually offer bad credit loans. So if you have bad credit, okay, but you have a low DTI, Digital Credit Union, they offer bad credit loans. That's the reason that I like them. Also, they offer secured cards, and they offer business bank accounts as well. So that's the type of stuff you want to actually leverage. Again, if you have bad credit and you're trying to get started, then I would start with these, and whatever I'm approved for, then I would open up an account with these credit unions, okay, and open up a pledge loan as well as a secured card. And then if you have enough money, if you need help with setting up your business and stuff, then you can reach out to three-way funding by clicking the link below. But at the same time, building that relationship with them, you'll be able to get access to more money. That's what we want. We want more money so we can have the opportunity to do investments and stuff. To, again, like partaking in investing into real estate, being able to put cars on Toro. Some people like Forex trading or whatever. However you want to do your investments, this is the strategy, especially if you're coming up and you're rebuilding your credit. Okay? So that's the reason that I'm sharing this with you. Now, here's one. They have Discover, okay? And the reason that I'm talking about Discover It is because they have a secured card, they have student credit cards, okay? And that's another thing. The student credit cards, that'll give you leverage. So you may not have a good credit file, or you just now starting out, you may not have bad credit, but you're still trying to build. If you're a college student, hey, some people aren't even college students, they're still getting approved for the student credit card. But again, following the same process to reach out to these here banks and build a relationship, with these here credit unions and build that relationship. All right. Now, here's one more bank, Citibank. Okay. And the reason that I'm talking about Citibank It's because they finance like the department store cards, like Home Depot, Staples, Office Depot, and stuff like that. And like with their department store cards, depends on the region and stuff. Some of their department store cards, they would actually allow you to buy Visa gift cards. Visa gift cards with your department store card. And so by you buying those Visa gift cards with your department store card, again, liquidating those Visa gift cards and putting that money into a secured card with one of these here credit unions, and then doing a secured loan. Okay, again, you having multiple trade lines. Now with Citibank, again, for most people, they may have got a Home Depot card, right? That's still in good standing or whatever. Because with Citibank, they're real finicky on the credit scores, okay? For a secured card, they still want you to have at least a 580. Well, some people may be lower than a 580 or whatever. But at the same time, if you're able to qualify for a Home Depot card, then again, and able to buy the Visa gift cards, that's the reason that the Citibank is mentioned here. Now, here's one more strategy. And the reason that I'm sharing these strategies with you is, again, because I want you to beef up your credit file so you don't have a thin credit file. All right. So here's the thing about it. Authorized users. And I've always explained this, and I'll explain it again, why authorized users help. All right. So I have clients and stuff. They have a lot of new credit, right? And so with some financial institutions, they turn them down because it's a lot of new credit. So there's no aging on the credit. And so with AUs can help you age the credit. And then depends on the limit of the AU, it can help balance out as well. So adding AUs thickens up the file, helps you age the file as well. So that's the reason why I would tell people, if you're rebuilding your credit and you're trying to start over and stuff, I would actually start definitely with the AUs and stuff. But if you have bad credit and it's hard for you to get credit cards, then these are the credit cards I would start with. I would go from these credit cards here. Then, like I said, if you're a member of Bank of America or U.S. Bank, see if you can get a personal loan from them. Now, there's one more thing. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot to tell you. If you're working a job, don't forget, you can do exempt from 4 to 6 months. You can do it longer than that, but I usually tell people do it from 4 to 6 months. That way you're not paying any taxes, so that'll give you a boost in income. Okay, so that'll help you pay your bills, as well as putting a little more money to where you're able to put it into the bank account to help you build up your credit as well. But don't forget, the main concept here in terms of these strategies, if you have a job, making sure that you're doing direct deposit with these financial institutions. If you're able to open up a business, then I would open up a business as well. Okay, so this is Houston with three-way funding. I hope that this information helps you guys. And as always, for those of you that support me, salute.